She put a pot on she hair and gone. Them a the first one out on the dam. Basket on she head, bucket in each hand. Hold up on she frock, I wanna she grandson. To the market, them a go. For the morning, the day is dawning. For cockcrow to give the villagers a warning. Rise and shine, the birds them a sing. All animal take turn as them join in the waking. Cockcrow, dagabag, donkey, bray, horse, and they even duck a quack. Cockcrow, dagabag, donkey, bray, horse, and they even duck a quack. Come and hear this sweet story that tell the people about life in the country. All day a back down, me now a come home. The naga jackass yard for fetchy load. Cockle shy hand, bag over shoulder, running by his side, a Rexy and Rover. From the farm, them a come. Sun a go down but up the river. Some washing clothes, some folks are bathing at the water. Fisherman, they catch them a bring. From a canoe boat, man, them start offloading. Aymara, Kwakwari, Hail Baka Kuma Kuma, even Lokunani. Aymara, Kwakwari, Hail Baka Kuma Kuma, even Banga Mary. Listen to this sweet story that tell the people about life in the country. Them children glad when the weekend come. Out in the yard, them all gather round. Some a play catcher, some making house from straw. Two who come later, a grandma or grandpa. All a sit down just a wait. Moonlight so bright, it's just the right time to listen story or to say a little nursery rhyme. Grandpa voice a echo in the night as he tell it till some picnic a there with fright. Oh Ligan, Mungeza, Massa Kurma Burra Nancy even Watamuma. Oh Ligan, Mungeza, Massa Kurma Burra Nancy even Watamuma. Yeah man, that's the true story that tell the people about life in the country, life in the country.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame. What a travesty. It calls for us to think and think deep. The stage we are in as a country is not a stage where you become an onlooker. You have become an onlooker for too long. You must get ready to put your hands to the plow and be part of the process.
Pressure bus pipe. Pressure bus pipe, eh, boy. Umaninza, Guyana de underwater. Oh, on the wrong. Sorry. Umaninza, Guyana de under pressure. Walk. Bangamary's $400 pong. South $400 pong. Oh, you go buy that sell back by. I just come and tell about bisa buy me little fish and mix with me little crab and sell. Thing that just raise, thing just double the price, just double. Oh, partner. What you could do now? You don't squeeze out the juice for the Guyanese people. The beer hawks left, what you gonna do with the orange? We can't eat the fucking hawks that guy. Pressure bus pipe, partner, pressure bus pipe. When you put up a fucking 20,000 this week, next week you put up a 10,000, other week you put up a fucking 15,000 end of the month, you gotta still borrow on 20,000, but somebody will pay the bill. Right now, like water bill, more dear on light bill. And then if you get cut off, me a walk little crab. Now crab, man, is walk little crab. That's it. Me a do business. Me gotta pay commercial. On 7.5, you gotta pay 15,000, but just put a man. Nah, nonsense, man. Me the people try rob you back your back, them a rob you in front of your face. Now look the goods gone. What I'm gonna do here, buddy? Light bill, phone bill, NIS, tax, ration. Look, thing that raised $2 more. Everything is just double all the time. People got dead of Guyana. And Guyanese strong. Not mind that set up. Them a take that stay easy. Oh, partner, you hard. You need to do some adjustment. People got to live. Abidis get everything here, gold, diamond, everything about right here. And Abidis are suffer. People can buy them, yes, but if they don't get the money, they don't get it.
Look, how much is the nice crab?
You got 7,000, 10. You got 7,000, 10,000, 5,000. So pressure bus pipe, partner. Pressure really is something that adjust. People got dead here.
Hello, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
If you are looking to have your statutory declaration, affidavit of income, identity, damage or lost passport, lost license, tenancy agreement, agreement of settlement, power of attorney, last will and testament, and certification of documents, then you need to visit the Alistair Collins firm, located at the Kellyan Mall, 162 Lamaha Street in Georgetown, between Camp and Waterloo Street. Alistair Collins is a commissioner of oaths and a justice of the peace. Make certain you visit him or call for more information at 649-6410 or 685-6448 or 503-1451. And there's adequate parking available. Go down to the Alistair Collins firm and have all of your legal issues settled and brought to the fore. Alistair Collins firm. Contact them at Alistair Collins firm,
Hey, don't panic. Guess what? I'm here. I just got off a minibus, you know. And you know, I'm not ashamed to say these things. I just got off of a minibus. And here it is that I am in studio with you guys, ready to rock and roll on tonight's show. Kindly, we're not going to bully you guys. You know what I mean? We don't do that here. But we ask you guys to share the link. We just do it once. That's it. Good evening to all. Every single one of you, everyone we say good evening to on this show. Every single one of you. Some folks are in New Jersey, some folks are in Brooklyn, some folks are in Blackbush Polder, some folks are in where else? They're all parts of Guyana, right? Alnes Village. Some of them are in what is it? There's a part in Georgetown that's called oh gosh, Doris is from there. Lemon has relatives from there. Not work in not those areas, man. You know, it happens when you just catch a minibus and go town. Warlock. There's a part in Georgetown that's called Warlock, right? Warlock. Good evening to all the Warlockians. Brian Wood is from Tiger Bay, and Tiger Bay is a special place in my heart. I usually go to them corner shops at Tiger Bay, and I would buy a Guinness, or if somebody's around that wants to buy me a Guinness, and depends on who it is, I will accept it gladly. Oh, yeah. And so I will sit there on the ground on a football or whatever, and we will talk politics, we will talk names, all manner of things. Because you know, a lot of Guyanese men love to talk names, you know, they love to susu. You know what I mean? All right, and Deborah Simon talking about Dalavan Man. Then we have someone that is listening to us, Melva Esbrat, Russia. Let's see if she is in Russia for real. Privet, Kagdela. Let me see if she's going to respond to me so I can continue speaking a little Russian with her this evening. I'm testing some of you guys before I begin the show. But since we're in Russia, let's stay in Russia. This guy, Sean Pike, in Russia, but not enjoying life in Russia. He's in jail. Yep, he's in jail in Russia, a filthy jail cell in Moscow. He's sitting there. He should have had some sort of hearing today, maybe tomorrow as well, but I don't know what's the outcome. I'm trying to get some folks out in Russia to say what is going on with this guy who was actually neglected by the installed regime of Guyana. And we don't hear anything coming from the opposition about him either, right? So we got to be straight up about that. Nothing from the installed regime, nothing from the opposition as well. Absolutely nothing. Chen Sing Henry, Gordon Dummett Jr., good evening to you. You know, I know Gordon is listening, and I want Lemon to remind me we've got to give Gordon Dummett Jr. his books. He's doing a lot of good things here on the ground with his organization. One of these days, we'll have him back on to talk about the organization. But good evening to all of you. If you share the link, you will get an automatic love sign sent to you by Lemon. So back to this guy, Sean Pike is still there. We're pushing for him to be released from prison. And those of you who are not familiar with the case, he's sitting there, not because he's committed any crime, no 19 fraud charges against him, no nothing. He's just sitting there because in Russia, if you're a Jehovah's Witness, you cannot go about preaching. You just cannot go out preaching in Russia, any part of Russia. Now, here's a question from, let me see what sort of question this is, man. Seriously, we get all sort of people asking all sort of questions. Here, Ariel Hector. What the Hector? Good evening to you, Hector. Ariel Hector is saying, how come he find himself in Russia? Are not places to visit? Really? Guyanese are all over. And there are some Guyanese, when they go back to Guyana, they would say, how come you're in Guyana? Guyana is not a place to visit right now under the installed regime. Corruption upon corruption upon corruption. Good evening to you, Odell John. I see you're Russian there, right? Good evening to you. Now, let me say this here. Guyanese are all over the place. all over the globe. You check it, all over Guyanese are. Ask Terry Weeks, DJ Terry Weeks, the man from Birmingham. I believe it is Birmingham out there in England. But right now he is not in Birmingham. He's in Guyana, enjoying himself. And this guy, I got to salute him, man. He entertains us during this pandemic. He has been doing that along with other DJs. And salute to you, DJ Terry. Lionheart song, right? The DJs, they make a song that you just got to smile when they make it. They say, right. Good evening to you, Terry Weeks. Continue the good work you're doing. All of you DJs who are listening, including Shrimpy, including DJ Thunder, and all of the DJs. But we're not here to talk DJ talk, right? Hey, I'm told that we have, where is it? In Studio One. Studio One. Guess what? We have this guy with us, Lemon. Good evening to you, Lemon.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
I am good, thank you. Let me just allow the people to see my face. Yes, I took a haircut all by myself. Lemon, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm working hard in the studio, you know.
Yes, I can see that. And people have been asking to see you. Should we put you on camera now, or should we leave it for someone? We'll leave it for some other time. What's going on? What's bothering you in Guyana?
Yeah, there's what bothered me is those Lagu Babus, all the guns that coming from, coming from Ukraine, and I'm investigating it to see who, it's shipping to. I'm investigating, and I'm gonna get in touch with the FBI to investigate that.
Look, Lemon, stop as this.
I'm working hard.
Yeah.
I'm working hard towards that.
Lemon, you are a technical operator at 107.1 FM. What are you doing investigating what guns from Sudan or Sudanese or somewhere allegedly shipped to Guyana? Allegedly. What are you doing investigating? Come on, Lemon. Stop taking the people.
That's part of my job, so I will investigate that.
What else is bothering? Well, good. The weapons that we're talking about, lots and lots of weapons, allegedly, mind you. Allegedly. I do not want this to be a platform where we sit and just gaff. Allegedly. And I don't know if it's on Gordon Mosley's news source, because that is, go to Gordon Mosley's news source if it's there, and we'll check it out. But continue. What else is bothering you, Lemon? Senegal. Thank you, John. Senegal. What else is bothering you, sir?
Well, everything about what the install regime is doing, since they're in power, we've seen all these skullduggeries are going on, weapons, drugs, and clean up the city, photo ops. Well, I guess the weapon now is photo ops for them, We will get down to the bottom who the weapons really shipping to and what they want to do with the weapons.
I
want the Lagu Babu government come after me.
You want them to come after you?
Yes.
You're prepared for them to come after you?
Very much prepared for them.
Good. Let me ask you this, because good evening to Brenda. Cassie is saying that there are 53 Jagabats and trench crappos from Queens, New Jersey, and Florida who are into money laundering. Now, I haven't seen that report. I don't know about it, how authentic it is, but I've got to. I don't want this to be. I'm not saying that Brenda is always on top of things. Always on top of things. Well, I want to research this a little more, Brenda. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now, let's go. You're saying that the Labu Babu. You say Labu Babu, but I don't know why you say Labu Babu. What else is bothering you, Lemon?
A lot of things is bothering me right now. With the COVID, I see, Guyana is on the level 4. What is the install regime really doing?
Wow.
They want to kill everybody.
Lemon, you surprise me every day. You know about level 2, level 4. Wow, Lemon. Continue, man. I'm impressed. Continue.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. What else is bothering you?
what is bothering me is infinitely. What's her name? The Jagabat, what's his name? Is it Jagdeo? You know, all these weapons are coming in, and they're silent. You don't hear anything from anybody. But as I'm saying, I will get down to the bottom of it.
I just want to caution you, though, Lemon. Whilst it's freedom of speech, freedom of expression, this is actually
I have freedom of speech.
Good, but this is actually a radio station, and you've got to, even if you're going to address people as jagabats and trench crappos and so forth, at least address them as honorable. But continue. It's something we do not condone here, but continue.
Well, I'm sorry, I will not.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah. What else is bothering you? We got to go, but what else is bothering you? You're being properly paid, right? We're paying you properly.
Yes, I'm being paid properly, you know, and I wouldn't ask for a 12% raise anymore. I think, you know, if you want, we negotiate the next 6 months about that.
Renegotiate? I don't know.
Yes, 2% raise, you know.
Pardon me?
I would take that.
What?
2%.
2%. Let me say hi to some of the listeners, man. I'm just tired of this 2% raise and nonsense coming from Lemon. He's going good. Sheldon Gordon, good evening. How are you doing? All right. So quickly, what are your thoughts on, forget about the raise. We'll talk about that some other time, Lemon. It just gives me a headache whenever you talk about raise. What's your take on Irfan Ali using a rake, but upside down? Right.
Well, that show you to be what kind of president he is. He's an upside down president.
No.
That's my take on that.
Politically upside down president, quote unquote.
Yes.
Lemon, thank you so much. Anything else you want our listeners to know about what's happening in Guyana that's bothering you before we go?
No, well, I'm here just doing my job and trying to get things under control, and you go ahead and, I'll be in the background listening to you.
Thank you. Get back to work, Lemon. Appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate your work here.
Much.
Good. Yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Gosh, Lemon is something else. Always want to raise, always he's settling for 2% now. 2% he's settling for now, right? I don't know what else is happening. What else we want to talk about? Let's go to the fire. No, this is the COVID-19. Now, this is what the so-called health minister is saying. The so-called health minister, this is what he's saying. Reports of people fetching dead relative to cemetery, not true. That is the health minister. Now, look, I want to break this down for you guys. I want to really break this down. I'm going to squeeze it. Fine for all of you. Fine for all of you. All of you. Every single one of you. And I'm going to squeeze so that you guys could see the lies. Couple days ago, right? And I'll break it down. Couple days ago, we heard about this story. Now, you see what this story, this is a little boy being fetched half a mile to the cemetery. Hospital officials have refused, according to reports, mind you, have refused the family members' assistance. No transportation, no nothing. And this is a family member or family members having to walk, not to a dance hall, not to anywhere to sit and eat and enjoy themselves, but to bury this little boy, to bury him. Because hospital officials, according to the news in Mabaruma, I believe, have refused. Now, look at this. And now you guys be the judge. I'm not going to sit here and say that Frank Anthony is a liar. I am not going to say that at all. It is for you to decide whether he's a liar or not. I've just, look, I just showed you this photograph. They're walking over half a mile to bury a little boy who died as a result of COVID-19. As a result of COVID-19. Over half a mile from the hospital because they're claiming that they have no transportation and they did nothing based on what I'm hearing to assist the family. And so the family, look at this burial. Look at it. Just a couple family members. They dug a hole and that's it. They're putting the little boy down like that, man. You know, every time I see this story, it breaks my heart. It makes me sad, right? Look at this little one. Because look, I know what it's like to lose a little one, a little child. I know what it's like. And to bury a little child under these conditions, all because he allegedly died of COVID-19. Nobody at Mabaruma Hospital, Health Center, wherever it is, wanted to help this little boy, the relatives, for transportation, a proper burial, no wreath, no flowers, no nothing. Just wrap him up, just like that, and throw him in that hole. Shame on Frank Anthony. Shame on the Ministry of Health. Shame on the installed regime. But you know, they have no shame because days after Frank Anthony, according to reports, mind you, according to reports, Frank Anthony apologized to family members. In other words, he came out and he said that he is sorry. He said, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that the boy's relatives had to walk over half a mile, and then this is what Frank Anthony is saying now, according to reports. Reports of people fetching dead relative to cemetery, not true. So if it is not true, well, Frank, why the heck did you apologize if it is not true? And then days later, guess what happened? Guess what? Another family member, another family, I believe out in Mabaruma or somewhere out there, they had to wrap up their loved one, this relative, a man, wrap him up, tie him up in plastic bag, walk with him, and take him to bury him. How would Frank Anthony, how would these folks in the installed regime like to be treated, or their loved ones to be treated in this manner? Huh? The evidence is here. Now, do you think these youngsters, these relatives of the deceased, do you think they're going to come out and lie? I believe them more than I believe those in the installed PPP regime. This is no way that you treat loved ones. You just don't do this to people, man. Only a heartless regime, a heartless government would do such a thing to its citizens. Heartless. Look, I wish I knew these family members. I just wish I knew them. You know, especially, I don't know, man, this to see a country that was going so well, for the most part, when the coalition was in office. Yes, and I'll say it because it's the truth, right? Look where we gone right back to. I wish I had a way that I know the relatives of this little boy. Look at this. You just don't, I don't know. He deserves, this little boy deserves, a proper grave, a proper tomb, and a proper, probably 2 wreaths or something. That's all. Maybe Frank Anthony can do that, since he already, according to reports, apologized to the family. Shame on Frank Anthony. Shame on him. Frank, if you're watching, shame on you. Shame on the contradiction. Shame on what I perceive to be lies coming from your ministry about this report. So Frank Anthony this evening collects, you know what, from us. He gets an honorary doctorate. And here is no other than our favorite person to make that presentation to him. All right, that's him. But let's look what Rakesh. You know, Rakesh is always with us, and Rakesh is not like Crabman. Rakesh is Boktaman, right? Rakesh is Boktaman. Hear what Rakesh is saying. Rakesh Pasad is saying, things getting harder and tougher in Guyana daily. I used to buy 2 $100 Bokta every week. And you guys know what Bokta is, right? You guys know what Bokta is, right? He said on Regent Street 6 months ago, but now his father-in-law and him are wearing each other Bokta. Just don't fall asleep with your father-in-law next to you, Rakesh, because all hell break loose. I wear one Bokta, all hell break loose. Dumbai might start sing Walla Walla, Bing Bang, Bing. Lots of listeners there. Lots of listeners. Rakesh, be careful, bye. Be careful. All right, what else? What else happening? What else can we talk about tonight? I want to talk about, let's go here. Let's go about this fire. Now, look at what's happening with this fire. Look at what's happening with this fire. The fire chief acting. The acting fire chief. He's back again. This is the same acting fire chief who, when he was acting before, right? When he was acting before, the fire chief that was sent home after the Brickdam police station fire, that fire chief was sent home. And then he was brought back. And then he's now sent home again. He is called Sent Home Fire Chief. Mystical Queenie Hanifa. Good evening, my dear friend. You know, I love to see when my dear friends are watching the show. Good evening to you. I know. We've got to catch up. Mystical, honorable mystical. We got to catch up. Right. So now look, back to this fire. Wickham said, thank you, Avril Goodman. Edo gone home. Edo gone home for probably peel potato or aloo. Right? Now, Wickham come back again. When Edo was sent the first time on leave, Wickham came and Wickham said, fires will be eliminated. They're not going to get no more fire in Guyana. Wickham. And then, pop, they had a fire somewhere on Robb Street, some church or something like that. Somewhere on Robb Street where that female firefighter ran and she did her thing. And then they tried to penalize her, right? So this is Wickham. Wickham come back now. Hear what Wickham's saying after the La Parkin stuff. Wickham is saying La Parkin fire was maliciously set. It was maliciously set. Now, I'm not sure if the investigation is over or not, but he has already concluded that It was maliciously set. Now, in this report, he's basically saying like some guys, they were out. In other words, I can bet that they're going to say that the guys were not exchanging bokta like Rakesh and his father-in-law. Because, you know, that will be a hell of a story there at La Parcan. La Parcan will be, oh, gosh. Right, good. Sorry about that. I got a bit carried away. You guys must forgive me sometimes. I'm only human, right? Good. So the acting fire chief Wickham is now suggesting that maybe some guys were back there and they were smoking little marijuana. They were smoking something and they were probably gambling. You know, you got to be able to read these people's minds, right? And then they were probably doing something else, bush cooking or something. And then they had a fight and then the fire set. There's always an excuse for something, even without the conclusion of the investigation. Without. So Wickham is back. Wickham is back. Good evening to you, Mr. Wickham. But I want to hear from Wickham. Not about La Parcan fire was maliciously set. I don't know whether Robeson Ben actually told him to make this malicious statement. But I want Mr. Wickham to tell us about this, because it has been months now since November 11 this article was out. And it says here, Ivleri fire report completed, review underway before findings made public. So now that you are back, Mr. Wickham, can you tell us what has happened to this report? And why is it that this report has not been made public at all? Can you say, just like you rushed to say, that the La Parcan fire was maliciously set, and it is up to the police to do their work, even with the absence of any suspect or suspects being identified? But let us go back to this November 29th report. That Robeson Ben is saying that Ivleri fire report completed, review underway before findings made public. That's November, December, January, almost 3+ months. And no report. Now, I want to give Mr. Wickham the benefit of the doubt. He seems to be a good man. I don't know. I hope he wouldn't get embroiled in the sort of allegations, accusations, and so forth, like Edo. Lots of allegations, accusations leveled against Edo. Lots of allegations. So much allegations, Edo, that he probably start turn alu or plantain or cassava by now. That he was a finance officer and he was a fire chief also. In other words, if that report is accurate, then it simply means that he, Edo, the finance officer, and he's also the fire chief, which means he can approve anything. Something is fishy. And hopefully Wickham will put the wick on and burn the lamp so that we can see the level of corruption inside of the fire department. Now, I'm not being malicious, Mr. Wickham. We just want transparency. And if indeed there's a high level of corruption in the fire department, well, people should be charged. Heads should roll. And again, Mr. Wickham, I am not being malicious at all. Something is smoking at the Guyana Fire Department, smoking with allegations of corruption. High level corruption, allegations, that is, of massive corruption upon corruption upon corruption. Now let's move on. What else happening? Oh, We dealt with that tint story last evening. Tint. Let's go here now. City Hall. According to this article, City Hall received 30 million subvention from Install Government in April 2021. Oh gosh, let's break this down. Let's break it down, please. Tonight it is the Let's Break It Down show. Let's break it down. You guys ready? Now, here is an installed regime that owes the city, and those of you who reside in Georgetown, that owe a regime that owes the city close to $1 billion, according to Ubraj Narain, the mayor of Georgetown. $1 billion owe the city. $1 billion. Mr. Pistano, Clyde Pistano, I hear you. Let's do the math, my friend. Let's do the math. I hope we have that famous guy next to you there. Let's do the math. City Hall received 30 million since April last year. And when the install regime gives the city something, the installed regime, who loves to give people this impression that they believe in democracy, local government, democracy, and all manner of things, to sweet talk donors so that the donors can continue to dole out money to these trench crappos in the PPP regime. Angeli Abrams, we will break it down. We're not breaking down the 30 million US. No, not US. Not US, Mr. Pistano. Guyana dollar. 30 million out of the 1 billion they owe the city. 1 billion they owe the city. They give City Hall 30 million that belongs to City Hall, belongs to the people of Georgetown, taxpayers' money. So the central government, headed by these trench crappos in the installed regime, look, stop a moment. Something just say, stop a moment. Since I mentioned trench crappos, and I got to break this down. I want to break it down for you guys. You remember back in the days break dance, right? I don't want to show you guys break dance because I used to try break dancing. All sorts of things, all manner of things. But if I try break dancing, I may look like some of them in the installed regime, how they do their hands and all these sort of things. You know what I mean? Good. So before I break it down, let me take a quick break. And I want to welcome those, the trench crappos who are watching and are upset about the truth. And I hope that they are converted, because that is what this show is about, to convert folks from being on the side of the riverbank that is filled with lies to hop on over on the right side, because Guyana needs you guys to be on that right side, the side of truth. That is the correct side you guys need to be on. We'll take a quick break, and then I'll break it down for you guys. We want to welcome everybody in this show. This is a show we do not discriminate, not even against these folks. You guys got to watch it again. Pay careful attention. One more time. Don't you guys just love it? We deal with love towards everybody, including. Mark your wicket. Now let's get back. Let's get back to breaking things down. We've just got to get back to breaking things down. And I want to get back to, I want us to get back to the, to this here. Let's break it down. City Hall. City Hall received 30 million Guyana dollars, Mr. Pistano. 30 million Guyana dollars. Yep, 30 million Guyana dollars. Out of the billion, close to 1 billion Guyana dollars, that's according to the mayor, his worship, the mayor, his worship, Ubraj Narain. You owe the city, and this is to Jagdeo and Irfan Ali and all of them, including the one that sits there as the minister, so-called minister of local government, right? You owe the city $1 billion. Then when you give them crumbs, 30 million, because what can 30 million do? 30 million probably can't pay the salaries of those workers of the city council, right? But you give them 30 million, crumbs of what you owe them, and then you dictate what they should do with the 30 million. Agreed to use, and they're saying now that City Hall, when they gave this 30 million, since last year, April, that City Hall agreed to use it as payment for construction of admin building. Give me a damn break. Pay the monies that you owe the residents of Georgetown, Irfan Ali. Pay the money and let them fix whatever that needs to be fixed. And those folks also in the private sector commission, those folks, and I hope Paul Chung is watching, these folks urge your members to pay their rates and taxes, because the biggest defaulters are folks who are members of the private sector commission that owes hundreds of millions of dollars to the taxpayers of Georgetown. Now, if y'all pay up y'all taxes in the private sector commission, I'm not saying that this guy owes any taxes. I'm saying he is the chairman of the private sector commission, and so he should, and he's a good friend of Irfan Ali and them, right? Then they should pay their taxes and don't go into Tiger Bay and Albaistong and punish those people who owe crumbs. Pay y'all taxes, and once the taxes are paid, then we wouldn't have these sort of photo op, upside down photo op. A big old hardback man like Irfan Ali can't use a rake. He don't know for use a rake. You can't tell me that he was brought up with gold spoon in his mouth, right? He didn't grow up like this. He grew up probably feeling for fish. Well, I also used to feel for fish in the trenches. Thank you. Right? And so he not grew up with gold spoon in his mouth. So you can't tell me he don't know if he use a rake, hoe, pitchfork, cutlass, and these sort of things. But he get big overnight that he hold on the stick. Like if he don't want to hold on, like if he's scarring it. Look how you hold on the rake. Upside down. Brand new rake. The tag not come out from it. They put a nice spot. All of them stand up around him. They get one cameraman bend down the cameraman bend down there. So he probably working at DPI. Look how he bend down. No, man, I wouldn't even stoop like that, man. Gosh. But look, on a serious note, this was a photo op. Cameraman bend down. Everybody stand up and watch. Not a set of cameraman decide. Just to draw a picture. Them a draw a picture of this guy. God in heaven knows doing what. A waste of time. And then they owe City Hall. They owe City Hall. They owe City Hall, right? They owe City Hall almost $1 billion. $1 billion. So they come here now with this political stunt. Then after this political stunt, then we get this article, right? This article about this $30 million. Shame on Irfan Ali. Shame. This doesn't say anything. Pay your money. Pay the money that you guys owe the city of Georgetown. Pay your money. Story done. Pay your money, Irfan Ali. Pay the money. The Minister of Local Government, Nigel Dharamlal, pay City Hall, please. Pay City Hall and stop with the politicking. Stop it. Right? Now look. I'm wondering whether this guy Dharamlal has addressed the issue of his visa being revoked. His US visas being revoked. I wonder if this issue was ever addressed. I don't know if it was addressed, but it is time that Dharamlal says something about this issue, whether it was addressed or not. Whether it was addressed or not. Let's talk about this young man. Nigel London, the Apostle Nigel London, who sat in for me last evening, spoke about it. And congratulations to all of the students who got their results. A special mention, of course, to Samuel Haynes. He is named the top regional Cape student. And Zainab Shafi tops Caribbean at CSEC. Congratulations to Miss Safi. But here's why I want to talk about this young man. Whenever there's an article about something in Guyana that is not so nice, the first thing they do is put the village, the not so nice thing that happened. They put the village, they say, Buxtonian, grab somebody mango. Agricola youth, grab somebody plantain. Tiger Bay youth, grab somebody fudge. That's all you hear about the bad things about those villages that they love to stigmatize. They love that. But you're not going to see in any of the reports that this young man is a Buxtonian. But we're not going to see Buxtonian Samuel Haynes named top regional Cape student. We're not going to see that. We're not going to read about that. Can I get an amen? We're not going to read about that. But I'm glad that we got the Village Voice that will correct these things. And I'm glad that we have Gordon Mosley's News Source Guyana. Newssource.gy. News Source. Gordon Mosley's News Source. Subscribe to it. And we're glad that we have the other stuff, pages and so forth, groups and so forth on social media. Lots of them. Thank you, Charmaine. Sharma Roberts. Thank you. Amen. Buxtonian youth. They are good. The point that I'm making, they're good people all over. They're good youths all over. But why do you believe, why do you feel that these folks in the installed regime and their counterparts and their cohorts love to stigmatize these villages? But the nice stories, they don't want to tell you about it, right? So Samuel Haynes, congratulations to you. I know you have made all Buxtonians and all Guyanese very, very proud of who you are. Miss Booker, yes, I know who his neighbor is, but thank you for telling, right? Good. Congratulations, Samuel Haynes. And you know what? We'll try to reach out to Samuel Haynes through the Benchap Foundation. Lemon, let's parcel off 10 really, really good books. 10 really, really good books for this young man. 10 really, really good textbooks for this young man. And I'll make a note of it, that on behalf of all of us at the Benchap Foundation, the Benchap Radio, this is what we will do for that young man. 10 books, really good books that he can use, textbooks. I'm sure he's on his way to a university somewhere. We will ensure that he gets a nice hamper from us here. And we will ensure that he gets, probably will do him something, a nice tablet. All right, so that's a promise. So young man, if you're watching, that's a promise from us here at 107.1 FM. Congratulations to the young man. Yeah. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with the conclusion of our show.
So, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
All right, welcome back to Straight Up. We want to wrap up on tonight's show. But before we go, they got two ambassadors. One being sent to Brazil. I think about four ambassadors. The ambassador to Guyana, the U.S. ambassador, her term comes to an end, right? Her term comes to an end, I believe, next month. You know, her term comes to an end next month. Here's my bet. I suspect that there will be a new ambassador appointed. I suspect. But I also suspect there's something inside of me that's telling me that whilst I do suspect that there will be a new ambassador, could be a male, right? That while I do suspect, yes, that that there will be a new ambassador, there is a high possibility also, since ExxonMobil and other maybe big companies are comfortable with the current ambassador, maybe she'll have her time extended. Or if she goes on her own, then the second in command, the charge d'affaires, is a guy by the name of Mark. He may stay. He may sit in that position. I don't know, but it's ticklish. I've noticed someone said that she will be recalled. How could somebody be recalled when her time is about to come to an end? You are recalled during your stint, not after your stint has come to an end. So I'm looking at some of your comments. We want to elevate our comments sometimes, Yeah. So here is where I want to bid you guys farewell until tomorrow. Same place, same time. By then, we'll get some information on the guns, whether that particular information is accurate, and what Brenda Casey said earlier about money laundering and 15 Guyanese in New Jersey under investigations by the FBI and all these different things. I got to find out what's happening at that end. But for now, until tomorrow, before I go, we've got to show some love to these folks. Wow. Can't discriminate at all. We just do not do that. We just cannot discriminate at all. Okay, I'm told by a friend of mine, and who should know, and says that it's a legitimate organization. Therefore, the information concerning the weapons found in Senegal, it's accurate. We've got to get to the bottom. Who these guns, if it's being shipped to Guyana, and not just a handful of guns, lots and lots of guns. Was it for the GDF? Was it for the police? Was it for PPP controlled death squads and phantom squads and so forth? We've got to get to the bottom of it. We've got to, because guns are shipped at wharfs and all these things, and once you're connected to the PPP, they're not in jail. These trench crappos are not in jail. Guy get a carload of weapons threatening coalition supporters, threatening President Granger, and all these sort of things. They're not in jail. Tomorrow morning, tune in to the mid-morning show with Gabby and Selector DJ Selector Andre. Tune in tomorrow. And the team, Earl and Josh. Every night I got to get a visitor with me. Say hi. What are the days of the week? All right, so we're out of here. See you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, right here on 107.1 FM. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
Pressure boss pipe. Pressure boss pipe, boy. Umaninja, Guyana de underwater. On the wrong. Sorry. Umaninja, Guyana de under pressure. Walk. Bangamere is $400 pong. Trout $400 pong. Oh, you go buy that with sell back by. I just come and tell about bisa buy me little fish and
Hello, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you, so call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.